4 games if you include the Carling Cup. Is there any pattern so far as you're concerned?
Good performances on the whole have been very encouraging, and we've got to keep doing that and more. And the more we do, the more we keep working hard and keep believing. Like our play suggests, we are a decent enough team. We'll come out the other side stronger. You know, you're trying to set a pattern at the minute. You're trying to establish where you're going to be and stuff like that. We've not got as many points as we wanted, but on the whole, I'm happy enough with performances. There's still plenty to do. There's still things to improve on. We know that, but I've been pleased by the performances.
Ironic in a way that you probably played better on Tuesday and yet won on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a battling performance as well as a bit of good football on Saturday. We played a lot of good football, but didn't take anything from the game. We've just got to get in the habit of winning constantly, and that'll come. They're a good group. Probably the most disappointed dressing room I've seen for a little while on Tuesday night. And I said to them, just pick yourselves up quickly. Don't feel if you've not performed, then you've got something to worry about. But we're performing. Performances, results will come on the back of that.
Ironic, you had more than 20 shots, I think, on Tuesday, but only one went in. So is that something that you'll look at in a sense why that was?
Yeah, definitely. We've got to have a bit more. We've got to be a bit more ruthless, a bit more devilment when we get into good positions. I can think of already 4 or 5 real good chances that could easily have gone in the back of the net for us, and just keep making good decisions. Goals will come. You know, we haven't got Wes Thomas, who popped in we seem to pop in all the time now, but we've got a lot of players who can score goals, and I'm happy with what we've got. It's just a case of people being, like I said, just a little bit more ruthless and really taking those chances.
I'm just drawing a parallel with Wes. You don't have a player of his type now, either, do you? With Darryl and Jeff, and to some degree Jimmy are different sorts of players to him.
Yeah, they are, but Darryl, I thought Darryl was excellent the other night. I thought some of his play, and he wants to get in the box and score goals. Listen, I've got what I've got, and I'm delighted that I've got what I've got. And we will score goals. Our midfield players will score goals. Hopefully my defenders will chip in with a few as well. There's goals in the team. It's just a case of getting that first one first. Getting that first goal and making it sure it's for us, because I think we'll hold on to Leeds better this year. I think we'll kick on from there. I just don't think we need to be. You don't need to set yourself the task of coming back from behind too often.
I think you've mentioned before that Kaid is a confident sort of player. So after a game like Tuesday, do you leave him in the side because you want to keep his confidence up?
I think it's early days for Mo. I think we know he's a good player. I think he did a lot of good things on Tuesday. Some things he could have done better. He could have done better, but this Mo's going to be a decent player for us, and he's got my back in 100%.
And his pace will trouble people if you can get him in the right areas.
Without a shadow of a doubt, yeah.
Northampton, people talk about Northampton. Akinfenwa's name always comes up. He's a very, very awkward player to play against, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, absolutely. But they've got a lot of good players. They've got 2 good wingers. They're a big, strong side. They've got pace and bit of power, and they've got a bit of everything. But we're not going there frightened of them. We're going to go there and try and put in another good performance where we work hard, try and play the right way, and deal with whatever they throw at us. We're away from home. We need to be. We were tough. We were a tough team to beat at Gillingham. And I know they beat us, but we made it really hard for them. I spoke to Andy after the game, and he was impressed with the work rate and the commitment of the side, as well as the football. And that's what we need to be now. We need to go there, be difficult to beat, but play our game as well. We've proved that we're a decent side going forward. We've got to make sure we take that to Northampton on Saturday and go for 3 points.
In what sort of situation might you play Penn, Pack and Summerfield all together?
It's an option. It's an option at home. It's an option away. It doesn't really matter to me. I'll pick whatever I see right for the opponents, for the game that I'm trying to play. Luke's been very unfortunate not to play, and I think Russ Penn's been outstanding the last couple of games. You know, I've got 3 plus, you know, others quality midfield players, and I'm delighted with that. And if we see fit, you know, sometimes we might play 3 in there and 3 strikers. We'll do what we feel right, but 4-4-2 is working for us at the minute in terms of performance, and we'll, like I say, we'll talk about Northampton today. As a staff, we talked yesterday and Tuesday, and briefly after Tuesday night. We'll expand it a bit today before training, and then just see how people are and try and work on 1 or 2 things for Saturday.
Jeff made the point after the game on Tuesday that people like Bagasan and Junior and others are chomping at the bit and itching to get in. Yeah,
that's what I said all along, you know, and I know results haven't bearing that out at the moment. The competition for places have certainly improved us as a squad, as a group, and it'll improve results, you know, sooner rather than later.
Just lastly, of the incidents on Tuesday, was the first goal the one that irked you the most in a way? I know that there was an issue about the foul for the second goal, but defensively, was the first goal the one that disappointed you?
Yeah, if you like. We've had 2 good chances to clear the ball. For whatever reason, we haven't, and then the lads skipped past a couple without any real pressure, and the marking wasn't the best, but it was a bit of a catalogue of mistakes that we've got to cut out.
That's the thing, isn't it? If it's 1 error, it's one thing. If it's 3 or 4,
that's
the frustration for a manager.
Exactly. But I'm not, not necessarily my defender's fault. You know, we've had 3 or 4 chances to clear it, to put pressure on, to slow people down, and it's been too easy to come in the box. And then they've still got the big men up from the original set piece. And we haven't marked as well as we could have done. And
over the season, you've got to think that having an Alan Bennett in there is going to be better probably than having an Ashley Eastham or a Martin Riley, because of his great experience.
Alan's done great. You don't want to talk about other players and he's going to be better than him. Alan, we've put Alan in to do a job for us, and we think we know he'll do that job. But it's not just about him; it's about all of them, and it's not just about the back four. We defend from the front. And that's how good teams have to be, and people have to understand that, and people have to do their jobs.
Time to stop.
Thank you.
Mark, just a couple for me. You mentioned holding on to leads better this season. If you'd have held on to more last season, it would have made a big difference to your points total.
Yeah,
it's going to be important.
I just think people talk about goals changing games. I think that's right. Well, it's 100% right, but I think we're a stronger team mentally. And I think you saw that with the attitude and the endeavour to get back into the game, and I think we will hold on to leads more when we get them. In terms of Tuesday night, I think you could see the players' urgency, even when we got back to 1-1, that they were the ones who wanted to go and win the game. Not that Morecambe didn't, but we were the ones in the ascendancy. We were the ones trying to make things happen. Sometimes you just got to do the right thing and boot it out of play, or hope the referee gives the right decision.
And that mental strength you spoke about, that helped you react the right way to things like Dams at the end of Tuesday night?
Without a shadow of a doubt, we've got to use that as a positive. The way we kept going, the way we kept playing football and working hard and trying to do the right thing was very pleasing.
Goalkeeping situation?
Nothing's changed at the moment. It'll be after the weekend now. Got a couple of things to sort out, and we'll go from there.
Right.